Okay, to begin, what we're doing is we are taking a Stabilo and we are making marks all over the page. I'm using a watercolor paper, a Canson, just that inexpensive 140 pound. Now I'm taking a pink fat chunky Stabilo and adding a little bit of marking, and then a Dina Wakley scribble sticks in the olive green. Now I'm taking a little bit of water and kind of wetting the medium, spreading it around a little bit. I'm just kind of working intuitively, not really paying a lot of attention to what I'm doing. I'm just adding some color down on the page to add a little background. I like the Stabilo because you can see how dark that black is. It's really nice. You can, if you add a little mark, you'll get a little gray, and if you add more, you're going to get more black, and I just really like it. That grunginess right now is kind of fun to work with. The brush I'm using is a number 8 round. I could have went a little bigger, but that's probably, like, that's what I have in my stash right now, is the right next to my workspace is this 8 round, and that's kind of the biggest one I work with most of the time. So I'm just using it, just moving the color around. I like the Stabilos because they work well with the water. They blend easily. They I just think they work nicely. So and then sometimes I leave a little bit of the marking that happens whenever I scribble, because sometimes that's kind of cool to have back there. But they will completely dissolve and blend. And you can also take the Stabilo and dip it directly in the water and then write with it, and it's fun to do it that way as well. I'm just making a mess. I like it though. Right here I'm taking water and dropping it into the black over there, and then in random places, just over there, making it a little more wet to blend in some marks there, but I'll drop it right directly into the black, and also those other places sometimes to make a little watermark. Now I'm taking green gold watercolor, and I'm dropping that in, and I'm also going to do a quinacridone rose here in a second too. But I'm still continuing on with the green gold. I love that color. It's a Daniel Smith watercolor, and I really like it. Now I'm working really quickly. I'm taking little stickers of numbers and adding them to this little piece of ephemera, and just kind of randomly it's just like a piece of washi tape that had numbers on it that I'm cutting up and putting on that little bubble. Now we're going to add these 2 pieces that face. Well, first, sorry, I'm going to go over it with a little white Posca pin, circling the numbers, and then what we're going to do is we're going to add these 2 pieces to the layout. I'm writing little scribbles around those numbers. I love the Posca pin, so that's always a good tool to have on hand. Now I'm going to run these through the sticker maker. I was just trying to test it out to see if it would work, or if I needed to do something different. But so I ran it through this sticker maker. Had to check to make sure it was dry. Don't pull it like I just did because I messed up the tape. You see that? So I had to fix it, had to roll. So I tried to tear it, did not work. Tried every way to tear that thing off and it would not work. So I had to roll it back in and then tear it. So I kind of made a little mess there. There we go. Now we got it. The girl right there. Now I'm adding the word bubble with the numbers. The girl stuck real good with that. Number bubble did not. I'm just going to continue to work here for a minute to see if I can't continue to press it down while I'm doing some lettering. So here I'm just adding some thoughts about how I'm feeling today. I'm not a numbers girl, so numbers are kind of getting me all trumped up today. There's just so many numbers and data, and it feels like my brain just stops whenever I hear too many numbers because I'm just not a numbers girl. So today my thoughts were about all these random numbers that are going around in my head. And so it says right here, so many. It's in white there. Can't really see it real great, but it says so many. While I'm writing here, I'll talk about whenever I work in a homemade journal, and so I put those metal clips on the edge to hold my journal flat. Those big clips, you can get them for pretty cheap on Amazon, and they have all different kinds. But they're really nice to hold your journal open while you're working, so you're not having to hold it flat, especially when you're working with watercolor. The water will drip sometimes, and so it's nice to have a little flat surface whenever you're doing that. So that's why those are there. So we have so many numbers. And I was going to write floating, and then I decided to put flooding because I felt like it was a more accurate word. Floating meant that they were just kind of dancing in there having fun. The numbers in my head aren't having fun. They're flooding my brain. So guess what I put? Flooding my brain. You can see me still pressing down on that cloud. It didn't hold as well as I had wanted it with the sticker, and so I added a little sticker tape runner on the edge, and it held it down. I just didn't want to Mod Podge or gel medium it. I just wanted to attach it today. So now I'm switching to black because on that other side that it's a little lighter than the left-hand side, so I switched to black, and that's another Posca pin. I always have black, white, silver, and gold Posca pins. I use them in everything I do. So here I'm just finishing off with the lettering, and it says so many, so total it says so many numbers flooding my brain, and it says creating more questions in my brain. And I add a little note that I'm not a numbers girl, which we talked about. I'm grabbing a micron right here to write some smaller letters here just to, I actually thought I grabbed a smaller micron, but I grabbed a bigger micron, but that works. I usually like to work with the 2 and the 5, or the 002, and I'm sorry, the 02 and the 05 are my two favorite micron to work with. It just, like when things need something small, the 2 is perfect, and when something needs something bigger, the 05 is perfect. So I like both of those. I hope you enjoyed this and have a good day.